What's going on, everybody? This is Dan French. This is the French Workbench Podcast here on a Saturday. Good morning, everybody. Wanted just to jump in here. We have a great show for you today. We got a full studio. We got Mr. Brett Jenny back. Also, Doug Liebig. And I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, we're the most real behind-the-scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs going on here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Dan French, streaming live. I want to bring up, so Doug, did I say that name right?
No, it's actually Liebig.
Liebig.
Yeah,
remember
Liebig.
it's Doug Likeable.
Well, I like to say Liebig because it says L-I.
Liebig.
So it's like you're lying, like a Liebig.
Living. So what nationality is that, man?
That's German.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin, dude,
so-
and they're all Germans there.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean you can't spit and miss a.
My mom's
Liebig,
maiden name was
but-
Furstenberg. That's literally a beer in Germany. Hell yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's fitting. I'm from Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife is Italian and she speaks German. I've never spoken
Really?
German. Yeah, right. She was over in Germany for a couple of years.
Okay.
Austria actually. And
Dude, they speak like 4 different languages, like the normal person in Europe does.
right, yeah, exactly.
We're just Americans,
Yeah,
man.
we're Americans. We speak.
We don't need to learn
We
shit.
expect everybody else to speak our language, right?
You guys know what's going on, so
That's our
I
arrogance.
want to talk today about what's going to happen on this show. So we got a lot of good information on the housing market. Brett's going to do an update. We're going to talk a little bit about really what we see with this housing market long term and really where we see this household formation. We're going to talk about that and how this could impact families going forward. Also, we're going to talk with Doug about AC units. It's getting hot, right? Brett, is it getting hot in here, buddy?
Take off all your clothes. So hot in here. I'm gonna take my clothes off. Yep. Absolutely, it's getting warm, man. It's supposed to be like 105, 106 this week coming up. I think.
Just right.
Right?
Just right.
Just hey, man, believe me, I'm
Just
all for
right.
it too.
I love the heat.
Beats 30 below zero.
I love the heat.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this really quick here. So first off, Brett,
Let's
did you anything new going on in your world, man? Like what's happening with you? Did you read something in the news or anything going on?
What do you mean? About
know.
this a little shooting on the 95? Did you see that?
No, what is that
With
about?
the Vagos and the Hells Angels?
No, who was that? What is
I
that?
didn't hear
Who's
about
that? Yeah, come on.
No, really, what is
No.
that?
You didn't hear it?
No.
So they're 2 motorcycle gangs. You know who the Hells Angels are.
Yeah.
Are they?
So the Vagos are like equivalent badass, but they
Okay.
hate each other.
Okay.
really?
So it's funny when I saw that in the news, basically it was, I think 3 Vagos got arrested. They literally were chasing down the Hells Angels on their motorcycles on the 95 and shooting them. So
Did
anyways,
you see that, Doug? I didn't see that.
I didn't
really?
see that.
Yeah, man, it was on the news last week. So
Yeah.
to kind of backtrack, about 12 years ago when I first moved out here, I'm selling foreclosures. And, there's
That
like
was about the time to do it.
Yeah, there's like 40, 50,000 foreclosures. This guy calls on a lead one day and says, hey, I want you to show me this property. Can you meet me over there? It was like 50,000, 55,000 or something like that. Not in the best area And I said, sure, go and meet him at the property. And this guy's like probably 6'3", and I mean, not an ounce of fat on him, just straight up tats all over, And
Did you ask what they represented?
So, well, hold on. So he starts talking to me, and he goes, basically, I'm in the Vagos, and I'm looking for a clubhouse for us.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, So I showed him probably
What does that mean though? What is a clubhouse?
like where they just like a central place where they hang out together and probably do Vago things, whatever.
Whatever
Well, he
Vagos
told
do,
me, but
right?
I'm not going to say on air, man.
Why not, Brett?
They
Let's-
party for sure, dude. You know, so.
I'll put Brett's information at the end.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
want to get a hold of him,
Yeah, so long and short of it, I show this guy like 4 or 5 homes over a period of like a week, and we're at one of the properties, and he basically was like, yeah, I was in prison, da-da-da, and he starts telling me like some stories about how he would, how the Vagos would show their authority in prison.
Oh yeah.
And, man, it was interesting.
how did they show their authority?
Just lots of different ways.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I'm like, man, I hope I really do well in this deal because, whatever.
That's crazy, dude. So
and so long and short of it is he ends up buying a house and he really liked me. And at the end, he hands me this. He's like, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. He goes, here. And hands me, it looks like a business card. But it was like a Vagos card. And I'm like, what's this? And he goes, if you ever get in trouble with a Vago, hand him this. This is your get out of jail free card with him. And I still have it to this day.
So are
basically,
they,
I don't. Not that I ever really anticipate getting in a situation where I'm having to
Yeah, I know.
make a Vago angry or whatever it is, but he's basically was like, here, hand him this, and this is literally your get out of jail free card with him. They said, well, all right, so he ended up liking me, and that ended up working out, but it just kind of reminded me of when I met this guy, and I can tell you 100% they are authentic, dude.
So are they from here? Are they from here?
West Coast, I think.
West Coast, okay.
But I don't know their history.
So what is it, a biker
like,
gang?
Yeah, it's a biker gang, man. Just like the Hells Angels, and equally as badass. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, firsthand, they're the real deal.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Like, whole nother level, man, of... Yeah, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, Doug, you had some stuff going on. I'll go ahead and move over to this. Let's segue to this.
Anyways, that's my introduction to Las Vegas.
Yeah, right?
Not Wisconsin anymore, Brett.
All right, so, Doug, we were talking last weekend, and, I was looking at this statistic that came out of, there's like, 1 out of 3 drivers end up hooking up with like people that deliver stuff, right? And so
what?
Like,
Shut up!
I know.
What is this? Where'd you read this?
So I read this in an article where they were saying that the delivery drivers,
yeah, 1 out of 3 ends up hooking up with somebody.
with somebody at that house, or like it's a So Doug brought up a comment on it because I brought it up, and I was like, Doug. I said, does that ever happen to you?
Being locked away at COVID.
And Doug brought up just a flurry of different stories that he wants to talk about today. So, Doug,
I bet being a contractor going to
Doug,
homes.
what ended up happening? You were telling me something about somebody getting out of, you went and did a home inspection one time. So talk to me a little bit about that stuff, man. Because what things happen there? Because you're a guy that goes into people's houses.
Yeah,
he's a man that comes in, a man of authority.
Right?
I know how that works.
Yeah, well, I've done quite a few inspections. I've done probably close to between 12 and 15,000 inspections, I guess, over the years. That's about it. Yeah, I've done a couple.
Right.
Just things happen sometimes, and you don't expect them to happen, and you're like, yeah,
it's probably like a challenge too. Like, you see a guy like Doug walking in, he's like 6'5". It's like he's all in the mode of working, and it's like, that's a challenge right there. I think I got to check that.
One thing is like, from your point of view, you're going to work. Like you're at a job. You're not like, hey, it's a Friday night. I'm already out. Like kind of just like, whoa, I was not in the frame of mind to.
Right. Yeah. No. This is what I was expecting. Yeah. It's like if you go to work, if somebody goes to work and they're sitting in their office, and then they expect to get work done. Well, it's the same thing with me, and it's
some days you get bonuses.
So, Doug, you got to kind of elaborate. So, kind of take us through the process of how the first one you told me how that got started. Because I think you didn't want to. You tell your wife things. This. Yeah, you tell your wife things, so we understand. Like, you're not. So she's not going to know anything. So you're full. You got the full openness.
Yeah, we're just sitting around the bar, man, having beer right now, Doug.
Right? Yeah. Where's our beer?
Full opportunity. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Go ahead, man. Yeah. No one's listening.
So. No, it's like when some of these things happen, and it's like, it kind of catches me by surprise sometimes, and
So what happened?
You deal with it.
What happened? Tell me.
And then when you get done with the inspection, I give my wife a call, and I'm like, hey, you're never gonna believe what happened.
What happened?
So. I was.
Hold on, let me turn this up because this is like a hero song.
Yeah.
Come on.
I need a hero.
Listen. Or we can use this one.
All right, so I want to hear it, man.
I want to hear the juicy stories.
He's bringing up the music. All right, the build-up's not really.
No, it's not working.
All right, go ahead.
No, so the one I was telling you about last week, this lady, she wanted me to come back and do the inspection because we weren't able to do it the first time through. And I said, yeah, sure. I said, I'll come back. She was kind of like, it was one of her, first homes, I guess, or whatever. And
that she was buying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I came back on that weekend and started doing the inspection. She'd laid out a picture of herself that was
So was it?
So you just came over and she just comes up and says, "Here."
I did the inspection. I started the inspection or whatever, and then she had a picture of herself on the countertop, and I looked at it. And I'm
She
like,
just left a
wow.
picture of herself out there.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot
Well,
that.
maybe it was an accident, Doug.
Yeah.
It would have been because she was, it might have been, cause
Spread
she
eagle,
was,
but yeah,
she was, she was moving
So
in,
I
right?
can, yeah, right. Whoa, what's
Maybe that was Doug. Maybe she just
That's
wanted
not
to
my
say
wife's?
hi.
What's
Maybe it
up?
was a way for her to say, "Hey, how you doing today, Doug? I want your business, Doug."
She was,
Just wanted to let you know she's open and honest. She's being transparent.
yeah. So
So what ended
anyway,
up happening? So I mean, is it kind of like because I think a lot of people when they go
nothing
they go-
happened. Nothing happened.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
you go into the house,
Yeah.
right?
His wife's listening. Nothing happened.
Yeah,
What
right.
the hell's wrong with you?
No, I understand.
He's out of the guy club, dude.
Nothing happened, right, Doug? So
Right.
no, but anyway, so you get this vibe though, right? People, you walk into their
Yeah.
house and it's like a very
weird.
you're in their territory, so
So-
it's almost like they feel dominant in that space, right?
Right.
And so you're like, hey,
She's trying some shit she normally wouldn't have.
Right, because you go into and the thing is you get in, you go into these houses sometimes, and when you've been through so many of them, they all have it's funny because after a while they all have a story, and when you do 2 or 3 of them a day, and it's. There's a feeling in there. You can feel there's
So
there's
she
energy.
basically got the picture and you just ignored her?
So I turned her down, but she wanted
She
wanted more out of
then
the
proceeded to
inspection
come
than
on
what
you.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
You're like,
so let me ask you-
I know this doesn't matter to most of you out here.
let me ask you a question though,
Just
because
tell you, it doesn't.
Well, she wanted to include my wife. She says,
whoa.
I'm like, hey, listen, I'm married, and I couldn't do that to my wife, and I wouldn't do that.
Now
to my
listen,
wife.
By chance, what was her phone number?
but my thing is this: so
Yeah.
like if you're single, do you jump on that, or you still
No,
be
absolutely
no.
not, man. There's no.
Okay, Dan.
Does Brett jump on that?
No,
Not a
we're on
chance.
air. Not a chance if I was single. Julie, here's your number. Off the air.
No,
But I mean,
that's-
but if you're single, and
there's ethics in it,
because
man.
there's a lot
I mean,
of people
if
out there.
you think
that,
about it,
Yeah.
it's like you gotta hold yourself to a standard, right? You gotta have some kind of ethics.
yeah, but who's gonna know, Doug? You know what I mean? Like you're
Dude,
in and
that
out.
can come back, though.
Hey, 5 minutes, you're in and out, right?
Oh.
Well,
Just like,
man, you're giving him way too much credit. Oh, thank you. I'll be in town all week.
Yeah, we're talking 2 or 3 minutes, right?
So I was like, I'm married, dude. Stop long time ago.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Yeah.
But there's been times that like one house I did a long time ago. Everybody was in the house, and the husband was there, the kids were there, and I was there during
Wow.
during dinner, and
During the inspection?
During
and they're
the
just
inspection.
having dinner.
Yeah, and so I started. This was back in like 2000,
That's funny.
2004, 5,
Yeah.
6. And so, houses that was when there was 15,000 homes on
Yeah,
the MLS,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
everybody was, and I was a lot younger then. I was doing probably 3 to 4 a day,
Yeah.
And so I started my last one that day at like 5 o'clock or something that night, and I said, I can come back and do this tomorrow, or I can do it. And she goes, no, that's fine. Just go ahead. And her husband was there, and they'd fixed dinner. They'd ate their dinner. And I usually finish up with bedrooms and bathrooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finishing up, and the master bathroom was the last bit that I had to do. And I just, not expecting, knowing that I was in the house, I wasn't expecting anything in the bathroom. And I opened the door, and she's just laying in the tub, and she goes, oh, no, that's okay. Come on in, And I'm like, what? I'm like, no. I said, I closed the door and walked back out, man. I'm like,
I think Brett's gonna be he's gonna start doing a home inspection.
What are the courses? How long does it take?
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, no, it's.
I'm joking.
But listen, it's Vegas, man, and you're doing
It
a job
is.
like home inspection.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
You're walking into somebody's house, dude. Transient
Dude,
city.
it's amazing how some people don't care, some people care. It's like how
They-
people live is very.
They really don't. And
It's very
I
interesting.
I did an inspection. It was in an apartment complex too, and the guy had stacks of. It was an apartment, and he had stacks of hundreds, and then he had guns all over his
Stacks
bed.
of
I'm
hundreds?
like, yeah, like
Dude.
$100 bills.
So,
and then he had guns on the bed, and I'm like, I'm looking at that. I'm like, I ain't stepping in.
dude, I have a story like that, but a little more of a bit of a twist. So this is back in Madison, Wisconsin, where I first started selling real estate.
Yeah.
And this house was a short sale listing that we had.
Yeah.
And the guy was an ex-Vietnam vet.
Okay.
Did a lot of action. Like, basically, his job was when they went into the village, his job was to take care of the women and children, and not in a good way.
Yeah. Right.
And he was, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing a short sale on his house. And so he basically was like, yeah, you can go in anytime you want, whatever it is. Had a buyer, wanted to go see it. We go inside the house. He's gone during work. As soon as I walk in the door,
trap set up.
He's got AR-15s loaded, leaning against like the counter.
All right.
He's got like a couple handguns loaded, sitting on the coffee table, just weapons like just loaded and just leaning against stuff. And so we go upstairs and I'm showing them the house. I go in one bedroom and I see her. She goes to like his bedroom and she opens the door and she goes, oh my God. And then like shuts the door really quickly. And I'm like, oh shit, what do we got now? And I open the door and this guy was basically a cross-dresser.
Oh, no.
And had a whole woman's garment laid out with stockings and everything, so that when he got home he could put it on.
You just
and
never
he had
know,
cameras
man.
in all, dude.
You just never know.
I was
man.
just like, and she was like a super, because Madison's liberal. She was super liberal, even for her. She was like, okay, it's all right. People are different. She's like, you hear her talking to herself. I'm like, all right, time to go. And I was just crazy,
dude.
I was telling you, there's energy. There's energy in all these houses.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dude, there was a time too when I was talking to a realtor, and this realtor that I went to see, we were going to collaborate. Going to do like a mastermind collaboration, if you want to call it, just about what we're going to do with business. This was back in 6 and 7,
right?
And I walked into his office, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him, and he's like looking out the window, and I'm like, "What are you looking at?" Like, it's almost like he's like sketching to see if anybody's checking out, And then I look over, and there's like a bag of money with guns in it. I'm just sitting there like, well, this was a real estate agent in this city.
This is a realtor?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a
dude, it was just back in the day, though, when it was the 2007, 8-ish.
Dude, a lot lenders, realtors, everyone involved in a lot of.
Dude, I was just like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? It's like,
you're getting welcome to Vegas.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing, bud.
So
let's get into what we were really.
There's the way it is, and then there's the Vegas way. It's like the military.
That's true.
There's a civilian way, and there's a military way. It's like same thing.
They don't lie when they say that there's nothing you can't get in Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. 24/7.
24/7.
Doug, you got any other stories that people need to know about, Doug? I mean,
Nah.
Nothing?
We're good.
You got, he said he don't have
Well,
enough
he does,
time.
but he can't say them on air.
You're right. He doesn't have enough time to go through all of them.
He
right?
would, but he'd have to kill you.
Or
Top secret, right?
Or his wife would definitely talk to him right after
Yeah,
the
or he's
show.
getting divorced, and then he'll kill you. You son of a bitch. He was happy. Forced it out of on air, didn't you, Dan?
You know what? I keep the energy good when I leave those places, and I tell her everything.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, man, that's the best policy to be, dude.
Yeah, because it's
right.
It's not. Yeah.
Well, listen, if you don't, and she finds out, big problems when you get home.
Men are like conduit for women. They'll get the story out of you one way or the other. So you might as well tell them right up front.
Dude, I always tell my wife, I said, all detectives in the world should be females. Dude, every crime would be solved.
Because they ask, okay, so.
Guarantee it. Every crime would be solved, dude.
It's like, it's like when a friend of ours has a kid, I'm like, oh yeah, so-and-so had a kid. She goes, boy or girl? I go, I don't know. How big was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
When did they have it? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Same
what
thing.
hospital they at? I don't know.
Wife goes, how do you not know these? I'm like, because I'm a guy. I don't like, you had a kid, great.
Yeah.
You want to go golfing? Shit.
Hey, let's go drink a beer, right?
Like, dude, let's not think too much about it.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. So
we're just
yeah.
It's cool. You told me you had a kid. That's all I need to know.
Hey,
I know you now.
Yeah, you got a kid. I got a kid. Hey, we got kids.
Yeah. Details. We all got details, brother. Yeah, right. Let's get on with it.
Let's get on
All right,
with business.
let's talk about what's happening in the markets here a little bit. Brett's going to talk here, but real estate investing hinges on economic growth and demographics. We see a lot of people transitioning. We talk about it all the time. From California, a lot come from California, Washington. Also, household formation, right? The number of households that will be formed over the long term, right? I would say the next decade.
Yeah.
In 2021, we had a shortage of homes, supply and demand of 5.1 million homes in 2021. That's going to continue to be a problem. 7 million homeowners are going to be happening in the next decade. 7 million new homeowners. Yeah.
So next 10 years, 7 million new ones.
That's going to be a 9% increase from the last decade. And another interesting thing we want to talk about is, since we're talking about Las Vegas, 69% of Las Vegans don't move out of Las Vegas. They really kind of stay in the same county. Or
How
really,
many was that again?
69%.
So
Do not move out of Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
most people just stay in Las Vegas once they're here.
correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't most people that live here from somewhere else?
Yeah.
So once you're saying is once they come here, they stay here for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, right.
Yeah. Okay. I pretty much agree with that.
Do you think so?
I mean, I've been
Because
here
it used to
13
be-
years, dude, and I don't think I'm moving. I mean, I'll maybe go
used
Mount
to be-
Charleston or something, but
It used to be a 1-to-1. When one moved out, one moved in, right?
yeah, it's always been a hugely transient city, but now, especially with
Well, just across the country, roughly 70% of people don't move out of that county.
Yeah.
And you just got to look at it and say, okay, well, would people want to leave Vegas? Is there a desire to leave? Most of the time when I deal with people, that first year dictates if they're going to stay or leave.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that was true. I could tell you when I moved here 13 years ago.
They either get their
100%.
fingers chopped off or they're good to go.
Dude, you can either,
can either
make
blow
it,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
or I mean, you can either make it in the city or the city takes over you,
Yeah.
and you either know within that first year whether the city is for you or not.
Right.
100%. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
You'll find out, man.
You'll find out early.
Yeah. And I can tell you firsthand that this city is completely different when you have no money than when you have money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you have no money, this city can suck. 'Cause this city is heartless in a lot of
it'll
ways.
eat you up.
But if you
Yeah.
have something, dude, this city can really you can really enjoy yourself, dude. You know?
Well, the sky's the limit, right?
It's
Yeah,
sky's the limit. And,
basically.
for you look at this this formation, right? This household formation. You look at how many homes that we're looking to have, let's say, in the next decade. So right now we're short, and I think we're going to continue to be short on these homes. And I think that's why the housing market, everybody's looking for recession. Unemployment, we could fudge those numbers, right? They come out and they
Yeah.
could fudge the numbers and say, well, let's make it look better than really what it is. We really don't know, in my opinion, what that unemployment number is. But we do know that unemployment is a factor in a recession,
Yeah.
right? And people will start to get laid off. We're not going to talk too much about recession on this show, but people still say, well, could that happen? Yes, it could. But I also think because we have such a short supply in homes, we're going to see this market continue to happen over the next year or two at least, where you're going to see homes just sitting on the market, maybe price reductions. We're starting to see that now, right?
I mean, so I think it's going to take 4 to 5 years for the market to catch up for a normal supply.
Under standard conditions.
Under the conditions we have right now, and obviously things can change and some major things can come into play and things like that. But based on where we're going right now, just to catch up to the normal supply, I'm not making any prediction on prices and dropping prices or going or anything like that. I'm just saying for the normal supply to catch up to where it should be, I think it's going to take probably 4 to 5 years.
So they came
I
out,
agree.
they came out and said that the amount of people that need to buy a home today, it would take 7 years. And this
There you
data's
go.
out there. Yeah, you were close.
Yeah.
7 years before you
Okay,
would actually
yeah.
catch up. So
7, all right.
builders know they've smartened up about this. Then back in when they had the crash. If you look at the last 70 years, in the last 70 years, we've only had one real economic crash, which was in 2005 and 6, right? When we all witnessed it,
The Great
And-
Recession.
yeah,
But, listen, we all witnessed it, but we all realize why that happened.
well, look,
Right.
Like, you know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like, it's
but-
real easy to know why that happened. You don't have to think too deep
yeah, but
about
I
it.
think a lot of people in this market think it's going to happen again because of recency bias, right? They're thinking, well, we went through that. A lot of people didn't go through a real crash. Yes, there's been recessions, but we're talking about a housing crash. We're not going to get into that part of it, but I feel that there is some things out there in the media and things that are trigger points for people that are maybe a little bit misleading. It really comes down to demographics, like I said, and it comes down to economic growth. And is Vegas providing that here in Las Vegas? And it is, because you got to look at our economy is doing very, very well.
Yeah.
You got investors buying homes, and you got investors buying.
Our economy is more diversified now than it's ever been. I mean, that's one lesson we learned during the crash of 07, 08, which was we were built on construction and entertainment.
Right.
Guess what those were the two most affected areas when the crash happened.
Well,
we said, geez, man, maybe we need to.
Yeah. So when I had in 06, I started my engineering company in 05, and in 06, I had a lab. I had a few guys working for me, and 06 turns around, and generally by February, March, the permits start coming out. You go to the Dodge report, you look at the jobs coming up. Nothing came up.
Wow.
And it was just like, and it ran into. So my recession actually started in 2006, right after I opened my company. I didn't even see it coming. I wasn't even involved really with the economics or anything. Mm-hmm. I just had a company I could start, and I started it. Mm-hmm. And then by the end of 06, it was we were struggling. I was able to keep it open, and then I sold it in 2011. But I got some big jobs in the meantime. But there was a lot of people that didn't necessarily feel the crash here, that were working for government agencies and things that still needed to but this time around, I think everybody's feeling it.
Yeah,
I think
everybody's feeling it. You got businesses feeling it. People are searching other jobs.
Because everybody has costs. Right? So like crime, exactly. We're never going to run out of crime. Right. So be a cop, you're always going to have a job. Right. Being a nurse or a doctor, people are always going to get sick. You're always going to have a job no matter what recession. Right. However, both those have bills. They have gas to pay. Mm-hmm. They have food to buy,
and then they raise their rates, and then they charge people that don't have money.
Yep. Right. Well, that's how it works, man.
So for me, I look at the news, right?
Capitalism's a bitch sometimes, man.
We got to look at the news too, and like what it's putting out. And I think sometimes it's apprehensive on what the news is talking about when they talk about the housing market. Look, you got to have a place to live. I think we've seen a tumultuous 2 years of growth in the U.S. Now we're seeing a tumultuous year of mortgage market normalcy, I think, is what you're going to look at.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. What?
I just had this conversation yesterday with one of my buyers from Walla, California. And he's like, I'm starting to see a lot of these homes are starting to have price reductions, and they're doing within a couple of weeks on the market. I said, yeah, absolutely. And so we started talking about the overall market. I said, the problem is that there's still no supply.
Right.
So you still have the same amount of buyers moving here or predicted to move here. And so, we talked last show about how the market shifted quickly within 30 days. Well, because here's what happens,
rates.
Man. The rates went up so quickly that it shocked everyone. It stunned them for a second, and they're going to sit back, and they said, oh my God, now my interest rate. But in reality, and this is what I was saying to my buyer last night, in reality, we're in a normal market with that.
Right.
An interest rate at 5.5% is still cheap.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, so homes sitting on the market now for 45 to 60 days and having to drop the price a couple of times and selling for maybe 92 or 93% of the list price, that's normal, dude. Well, that's a normal market. And so we've been spoiled for 2 years that now when we start to have more effects of a normal market, people,
people will get used double
to
the homes, right? We were at like 2,000 to 2,500 on the MLS. Now we're like 4,000 to 4,500.
But it should be 15,000.
Yeah,
so
it was back during the 2004, 5,
so that's what I'm saying now, which is that this first month it kind of stopped because people just said, "Holy cow!" But at the end of the day, people are going to go back to normal because they're going to realize, dude, this is normal. All it did was change from the best market we've ever seen to starting to get towards a normal market. Yeah, and people have just seen exception for the past 2 years.
I don't think we'll ever see 15,000 homes on the MLS again. Not in this town.
Well, let me say this.
It's going to take a while, man. And
I'll be retired or dead by then.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while, man. That was when Las Vegas was a lot less, not a lot less, but it was less people.
Yeah.
Because when we're talking 14,000, 15,000 homes when I moved here in 2009.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look how many people have moved here since then.
Yeah. Right.
Well, let me say this.
So-
So we've seen. What about home price growth? Right, it's been tumultuous too as well. You know, it's been just going crazy. Do you think we're going to continue to see that into this year? Because look,
no, I mean,
because you
go
see
ahead.
price reductions. We talked about this, and you're going to
Yeah.
talk about it. So we're starting to see a normal market.
So remember about 6 months ago when you said that nationally they said we're supposed to do like another 7 to 10%?
Yeah.
And I said no. I said we're going to be more around 3 to 5%. It might not even be 3 to 5%. It might be even, or it might even drop a couple percent. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because what people have got their interest rate at in the last couple of years, or what they paid for their home 2 years ago, is more than fine, and they're going to be comfortable with it.
Oh yeah,
You
especially
know?
like myself. I got a 2.25%
Yeah.
interest rate. I was my lender, a friend of mine. She told me, she says, "Don't you touch that, or I'll break your hands."
Yeah, as long as you live in a city
Yeah.
that there's more demand
Yeah.
than there is supply.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
I think
that's
it's
gonna
going to come down to this. We talk about it is consumer confidence and just people's confidence in the economy. Should housing doom dictate people's decision on moving? You know, when you see inflation happening, people don't get married, they don't move in homes, they really stay put. And you know, a lot of people are talking about still doing their thing this year, going and traveling. So, do you feel that maybe, you know, with all these things happening, that the consumer confidence, that it's going to really retract people? Because right now, I just feel that
I think that people who were going to buy a house have bought a house, and those people are done because they're in a house. And I think that who you're going to have buy it now are people who still need to buy a house. So
Well,
before, there was always that segment of people that needed to buy a house regardless because
Right.
of whatever situation they are. But then there were people who say, now we're using this time with the interest rates and everything else to make our bigger move for the long picture. I think those people have already bought a house.
Yeah.
And the market you're going to see now are buyers of, it's still going to, just by the fact that there's still a lot of people moving here, there's still going to be a nice percentage of people who need to buy a house because they need to buy a house.
Well, you remember.
So it's just not going to be everybody. It's just going
Right.
to be that segment now, I think.
Well, you remember, okay, so when it was always the move up, the grass is greener theory.
Yes.
You know, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, mid 90s, guess, whatever. And it was always buy this house and then move up and then move up. Well, that's kind of a formula for real estate anyway, because you buy your first home, you starter home, and then
Yeah.
you start having
You
kids.
use
and
the
then-
equity on that to build, yeah.
and then you have kids and you buy. It's like some people in this town have had, including myself, had quite a few homes because we were there
Yeah.
was the opportunity to. But now I think what I see is people will spend their money on a home. Say it's $450,000, which is actually kind of the median price right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close.
Right.
A little bit
Yeah.
higher, 475. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
So they're going to buy that home for what they need at that time, and they're going to stay in. I believe that they're going to stay in that home
I do
for
too.
quite a while.
I do too. I mean, like, I know this is an extreme example, but like San Francisco or New York.
Yeah.
Like, if you're up and coming and you're younger, how the hell would you ever afford to live there?
Or Vegas.
Yeah, so you stay there, and the parents, and they own that forever
Yeah.
or a long time, because realistically, where are you going to go, man? How can you afford it? And I know that's an extreme because that's like some of the highest prices in the entire world.
Right.
But you get the point of supply and demand, right?
Right.
So what I say is this, is that you look back on baby boomers, a lot of people were moving within that 5 to 7
Boomers.
window. Booming. They're booming.
Okay, boomer.
But I can tell you that a lot of
Okay,
people
boomer.
today, from the data, is that they're staying in that house now 11 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And
Is that what it is?
That's what it is now.
Yeah.
And that's just the normal.
It used to be what, 4 to 5?
5 to 7 years.
5 to 7, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, people are adjusting, and they're
Well, that's
not.
what happens when things become more expensive. And the same thing kind of we talked about in the past, which is now you're starting to have more of a family move in together.
Right.
You're having more people qualify for the loan and move in together into the house. And then now they're staying there longer because that's realistically, if your wages are not increasing to the part that homes are increasing,
Yeah.
I mean,
gotta
other
live-
than
gotta
that,
live
you got to
somewhere,
do what you
right?
got to do.
Which coincides with
That's
inflation,
really
yeah.
the only
It's
way
like
that
those
you
three
can.
stories that you were talking about. You know,
You
you
know?
have the mother-in-law quarters downstairs, you
Right.
have the in-law quarters
Next
downstairs.
gen home,
and
yeah.
then, next gen home.
That's
and
why
then
they
you
started
got-
building them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look at this and you say that household formation we talked about, and it's kind of the topic here is I still feel that people are going to continue to buy homes. I think some of the things that people are going to look at when they are looking for homes today, though, is like you said, is they're going to look for those homes that have that extra room because people are going to start looking for them. What are you laughing at, Brett?
Girls don't do that on purpose.
Yeah, but let's bring this up because California, right? California is a lot of people move here, and there's not a big difference between here and Las Vegas. We talked about them leaving 69%.
Yeah.
Where you have people don't leave their county. It's a lot easier for somebody in California though, because I feel like Nevada's like mini California.
It is. So that's what I'm saying is so Texas, the statistic of 69% don't leave their county. Well, if you're talking about Southern California, Phoenix, Las Vegas area, that's kind of their county. Or what most people would say,
Yeah.
the other 69%.
Yeah.
They stay, like I'm from Wisconsin, dude, people stay within 20 miles.
They don't leave, right?
They don't leave. That's easily 85% of the people.
Right.
You know? But out here, yeah, you can still apply those statistics, but their area of what they consider that county or whatever it is reaches Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So
it always seems like when somebody's like the news is searching for somebody,
yeah.
and they're from either Las Vegas or
Just
California,
yeah.
it's always
found in Las Vegas. Guy wanted for 3 gang shootings. Found in Las Vegas.
right.
Dude, I mean, it's not the first. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
It's
So-
a running joke in our household.
So I want to go over
Of
this,
course
and
they
I
came
want
to Vegas.
to bring this up because
This is the last place. If you live here, this is the last place you should go if you're a criminal.
Oh,
and
right.
you know that because you know that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so, they purposely look for you here, dude.
I want to go over some statistics here, and Brett, we're going to talk about the real estate market here in a
Uh-oh.
second. But we have some stuff I want to bring up here. So you have the U.S. regular conventional retail gasoline prices. Now this is March of 14th of 2022. It's now at like $5.30 for gas here.
Diesel's $5.65. I know that.
Jeez,
So here's the thing, man.
it's crazy, man.
If somebody out there or you guys can help me with this, it would be a great thing. I don't understand how gas $3.41 to $4.18. So they just stopped making oil, or they're just starting to run out of oil, or it's just
Well,
like
wait, what gets me is
where
what-
is it being manipulated along what party or what side?
Why would some shithole country in the East have any effect on our gasoline prices when we have?
I agree.
When we have like this huge supply of oil.
That's what I'm saying is somebody explain to me where, like, I'm not trying to say this is wrong or that person's
I know.
wrong. I just genuinely curious. How does somebody somewhere along the line is doing something different because we don't run out of supply. We just don't stop. Had the ability to stop making less.
The way I was looking at it is they can't really raise taxes for whatever it is they need to keep spending.
Well,
right?
it's a hidden tax, I feel, on people,
exactly.
right?
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I was going to say. It's like
Yeah.
they can raise the price of fuel and it can go up $2 a gallon, and they can have like instant cash. It's
And
like
they're
an
getting
ATM.
their, they're getting their tax from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So is it
what
the government that's in part of it too? Or like, I don't understand.
Oh, I'm sure.
Where's the breakdown of chain of?
Because the gas stations aren't making any more money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's like,
Yeah,
I'm
listen.
like, dude, gas stations still make pennies on it, whether it's this price or this price.
Yeah, they make like 5 cents a gallon.
Yeah,
on it,
they don't
and then
make shit.
everybody.
Yeah.
Let's keep scrolling down here. So I want to bring up. So this is March of 2020. This
They
is
get
right
people in there
This
to
is
buy
right
their
during
sandwiches
the
and get
pandemic
them.
here.
Yep.
And so you see this. This is how much they had. This is all the $9.6 billion daily impact that they had on the economy when COVID was going on, and these ships
What did?
when the ships were stuck at the harbor. So this is information that's good.
So all being backed up, the supply chain.
Well, this was backed in. It's 9.6 billion daily impact.
So you're
on
saying
this.
the supply chain was backed up and costing us 9.6 billion?
Yeah, so we're still recovering from this, like as far as getting goods and services. Believe it or not, geopolitical news and the relationships we have does play a huge part in what our goods and services and the accessibility that we have.
Well, yeah, of course.
So I want to come into this. So
Go back to freight costs.
let's go back to freight costs.
Holy shit!
That's
Look at
facts.
that. Look at
Yeah.
that freight cost.
Yeah.
140 to 190, dude.
Wow.
That's what 30% more. 25%?
Look at that. Look at the air freight. Wow.
Jesus.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
so that gets passed on to everyone. Voila.
Look at this. Look at this. So in
There you go.
1982, you
the
had a
average
house
home
in Las Vegas was
in
69,300.
82?
Yeah, the Honda Civic was 6,750. A loaf of bread was 53 cents.
Dude, a pound of steak, 187.
That's the year I went in the Marine Corps, man.
Look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So let's fast forward to today. So look at that.
You were eating steak in the Marine Corps, weren't you?
I was, yeah, steak and potatoes. And,
Yeah.
Dude, so
Yes, sir, no, sir. Right?
Lobsters, shrimp.
look at today. So look at the same home. You have $408,000 for a new home, $26,000 for a Honda Civic.
40 years later.
Yeah, 40 years
Look
later.
at steak.
Wow,
Dude,
$12.
that's what percent increase is that from $1.75 to
I mean,
$12.44?
who knows? But look at that.
That's thousands.
And if you come down here, you look at this index. Look, this is where we're at 40-year highs. Because look, back in 1982, this is the last time we saw inflation this high. Look,
So what we're making per year has nowhere nearly caught up to what.
year-over-year change of
Right.
inflation. Look at that. That's why we're on 40-year highs. Last time we saw it was 1982. So isn't that crazy?
You couldn't find a job. I was beating the street in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, trying to find a job. There was no jobs.
And so now they're offering you $20 an hour to flip burgers, and kids won't even do it.
Exactly.
Blows my mind.
Is it? Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I remember. I remember.
I didn't have a car.
Well,
I mean,
isn't that crazy?
I got
Like,
it.
how we
I
had
took the
to-
bus into town.
Yeah.
So I could walk the streets and.
Isn't that crazy what we had to do
Yeah.
for like just get basic jobs to start out and how
Yeah.
you appreciate it and the respect you had?
Yeah,
And
but
now
you know
it's
what?
Like they can't even
But
pay you
listen.
$20 an hour to flip burgers. Dude,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
335.
You wonder
was
why we're
minimum wage.
heading to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Well, I want people have different agendas,
Don't get
man.
me started, dude.
They got a long-term position on TikTok star, maybe YouTube
Yeah.
star. Brett, you want to be a YouTube star?
I would love to be a YouTube star. It
Really?
would be a lot easier way, man, to make a living. Believe me. Watch the Vegas dude. Go to it right now and subscribe.
Year-over-year change. Let's look at this real quick. So food is up 8%. You got meat and poultry up 13%. Energy's up 20%.
This is year over year?
Yeah, across the board. This is year-over-year inflation. Look at that.
I'm about ready to sell my Jeep.
Look at that.
Anybody want to
Used
buy
cars-
a Jeep Wrangler?
Used cars and
lifted,
trucks up
only
41%.
50,000 miles on it. Lifted.
Wow.
I'll sell it to you
Look
cheap,
at that.
dude.
Year-over-year change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
41%.
since when did cars become an investment, right?
Never. They've never,
Since
right?
the government started handing us free money the last couple of years.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
I
dude,
mean,
when you
it
put
used to be-
80% of the money, you can give that shit out.
Yeah, it used to be you drive the car off the lot, a brand new car off the
Yeah,
lot. you lost
depreciate 10% immediately.
Yeah, you lost $20,000.
So look at the total personal income growth that we see here. And this is it's
Personal
going
growth.
up. So this is billions, right? Total personal income growth. We're going to bring this up because look at how this is increasing. It's a nice slide going up, or, like a transition graph going up. And then Nevada wage growth versus 2019, it's up across the board. Look, so you have weekly wage growth, 9%. Leisure and hospitality is up 14%. So you're seeing that the income here, the wages are increasing.
But they have to.
Well, are they increasing fast enough to accommodate the housing prices and the inflation we're seeing? I don't know. That's a hard thing.
I mean, I think it's a loaded question, right?
Okay.
Like flipping burgers, you're probably never going to be able to afford like a normal.
Well, what if
Right.
they, what if they're-
what
yeah.
if this town goes to like nobody can afford to buy a home unless you're making $500,000 a year? I mean, there's some places in the country, well, like you mentioned.
Well, look
earlier,
at San Francisco and New York. They don't have. They have plenty of people.
Yeah. So where do the people that actually work in these businesses buy a house?
Summerlin.
$300
I'm sorry. Was I being biased on that?
$350 a square foot. Just go do it.
Yeah,
Just go all in.
$10 an hour flipping burgers, and you're
Yeah, but that's what it kind of gets back to what you were saying before. That's why people live with their parents or stay in their homes
that's true.
forever and a day in places like San Francisco and New York City, because you're right. Most people are probably not going to be out making $300,000 a year and have a corporate great job. There's going to be plenty of people that work at Starbucks, that are flipping burgers, that do oil change, all sorts of services and jobs that need to be completed in this world for life to happen.
Right.
That's most people.
Right.
So I don't know, man, but I know that I can look at San Francisco and New York City, and there's still plenty of people that work jobs like that do live there. How? I have no clue, dude.
Yeah, that's just.
I'm just saying, I know that it happens.
Let's go back here,
you know?
because we got to get through this. So I want to show you the Nevada growth.
We don't need to get through this.
We need to get through it, Brett. Okay, we need to get
Son
through
of a
this,
bitch.
Brett. House growth in household wealth. Look at this. This is where all the equity's at, people. Right here. Look at that. It's $26.9 trillion in
home
household
equity?
wealth. Yes, in home equity. Look at that. That's just crazy. Total household wealth. Well, not just
26.9
This is not
trillion.
just in real estate, but it's overall. But you still have a lot, right? So look at the total household wealth that people have accumulated since the fourth quarter of 2019, which is a lot.
Since?
Yeah, since.
Wow.
That's crazy, right? Okay. So here you got added
Look at
home
that, dude,
equity.
right
This is
there.
your equity right there. Let's look at this. Home equity. Look at that.
Bitcoin?
$23 billion added home equity since the pandemic.
Wow.
So if you bought a
23
home,
billion since the pandemic.
yeah, if you bought a home when the pandemic started, look how much. Look at
There's
this.
a-
Look at this graph.
Jesus Christ.
That graph is just crazy right there,
Wow.
I like the fact that I bought mine in 13. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, right?
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, you're right here.
Yeah,
I know.
that's exactly.
For
where
once,
you're
I
at.
bought at the bottom.
Dude,
I didn't buy it
no
at the
one
top.
ever perfectly times the
I
bottom.
know, right?
You did.
Let's keep going on this. So let's look at. So we know
Sometimes it works out, right?
Sometimes it works.
Here's the stock market. Here's the 2022 year-to-date stock market on the Dow Jones. Brett, you know about this a little bit, but look at this. So you see the graph. It's starting to go back up, right? I mean, recently you see the numbers.
Man, dude, listen.
They're going to smash it.
When we were here back in January,
Yeah.
I sit there all day when I work. I watch CNBC and blah blah, and even when they were here, they're saying, "Oh, there's no recession. There's
Yeah.
nothing. This is just a little right here. Oh, this is just a dip. See, told you it's just a dip. Boom. Oh, it's just a dip. See, they've been saying that for the past 6 months.
Yeah,
and I'm telling
that,
you, dude.
Even that Yellen came on that
Janet Yellen?
whatever she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came on. She says, "Oh, we didn't know it was going to be this bad."
Dude, it's crazy.
like,
So
really?
these people
You
have
got- you got
PhDs
control-
in economics.
Right, yeah, so they can't figure out
dude,
what they're
you
doing
printed
wrong.
80% of our money in the last 2 years. I don't need a goddamn PhD in economics to know that 1 + 1
Well, the problem is
doesn't
they
equal
didn't
2
get a
on that
PhD
shit.
in common sense. So I mean, that's,
I mean, goddamn, man.
all right.
It's,
like,
I mean,
you spend too much money. You get.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, and then everybody says,
can't
"Oh,
charge your
well,
credit card."
the Fed did a piss poor job of how they." I know.
Yeah. Well, they quit giving our money away to all these countries. They give it to
Well,
us.
yeah, it's just the fact that people. Listen, man, people were making more money not working than they were their job.
Oh, 100%.
I know.
and
right?
so you
That's-
start get that entitlement mentality.
Oh, yeah.
And you start, you don't have to. Whatever. We're
Yeah,
not gonna get started
no.
on it. But I'm just saying, think like there's nothing in life for free,
Yeah.
and sooner or later you have to pay the piper. That's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Dow Jones Industrial Average right here, 11.3 trillion. So this is since 2020. So that's a pretty
The
big
average?
number, man. Yeah. So let's keep going down. Consumer spending. Look at
I
that.
don't think
Taxable
the-
retail sales is $55.1
Look at that.
billion dollars.
So right here, and they give us all this money.
Right.
Get it?
I don't think we've begun to see the market collapse.
Was that a bunch of people saving the free money they got? Nope.
Look at that.
That was spending it.
That
Look
was
at that.
spending it. Nobody put it into their retirement, did they?
No.
Why would you be responsible?
Retail sales.
Have you seen?
What I can
Come on,
say though is
man, the way
this.
You gotta live.
So let me say this though. The numbers that come out on retail sales has actually declined. Everything
really?
else, yeah, for occupations, for
Okay.
jobs,
Yeah,
it's actually
you can
declined.
do it all online, man.
You could do it all online.
All you need to do.
Oh, yeah, that's
retail
right.
is
Amazon.
working in Amazon.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
your
much,
retail.
yeah. Let's keep
FedEx.
let's keep going on this. Taxable retail sales is down.
Whoa!
Look at that. That's
Holy
crazy,
cow.
man.
That is government intervention.
Yeah.
Wow.
So taxable retail sales on food, services, and drinking places.
And drinking places, yep.
Okay. Well, nobody went out because they had to
Yeah.
wear a mask.
Everyone got drunk at home.
Speaking of wearing a mask, do you know in California they're now wearing a mask inside again because they're saying that COVID
Monkeypox. That's what it was.
Was it
That's the
monkeypox?
monkeypox.
No.
You're all laughing at me. Read your news, bro.
Is
You
it monkey-
uninformed SOB?
Is it monkeypox or
Yes,
is it
monkeypox.
monkeypox?
Well, it's like monkey see, monkey do, right?
Yeah. We just got to come up with a more a scarier name.
I know.
Monkeypox. Holy shit.
Oh,
Look at this. Taxable retail sales for motor vehicle and parts dealers. Look at
That's
that.
crazy right there, man.
Look at that, dude. That's just a lot of tax right there.
Motor vehicle and
Yeah.
parts dealers. Yeah, man.
So we'll keep going through this real quick because I know we got to get to Brett real quick. Let's see if there's any other things. Where did workers go? Employment
that's the
recovery. Look at
question.
that. Down 25,000. What is that? 25,000 jobs
Total unemployment versus
February. 20? So we're still not there then, is what they're saying. Is that right?
Yeah, we're not caught up yet.
Wow, they're saying that.
But dude, look at the dip. I mean,
Yeah, look at that. Look at that dip right there.
30%. And that was in
Wow,
dude, that was
look
a
at that dip.
2-month period.
That is insane. That's 20. That's COVID. Look at COVID.
Dude, it took 2 years to catch up where we're at before they dropped the bomb.
And the thing they say is when people quit looking, they go off of that chart.
Yeah.
So it's the people that are actively looking for a job that they look for unemployment rates, right?
100%.
So that might even.
Here we go. We're going to keep going through this and try to get through it. So we're going to have to go over here to. This is the last one we're going to look at. Employment recovery. 16.8 thousand jobs, trade, transportation, and utilities. So looks like Southern Nevada, Las Vegas is really starting to recover. Look at 2022. So we're up 16%. So that's pretty, or 16,000 jobs, excuse me, not 16%, but 16.8 thousand jobs. And there's a job fair almost. I mean, there was just one over at the Orleans. There was one at the convention center. They're all over the place here.
Yeah, I think there's plenty. I think there's plenty of work, and hopefully, it's almost one of those things where you got to take a job, regardless of what it is. You got to kind of do what you got to do.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over to Brett here. Let's just do this really quick because I got it. This is my thing for Brett.
I should be on like Saturday sketch.
All right, Brett.
Rhythm is a dancer.
Go ahead, Brett. What do you got to say?
What are they calling that?
Got it, the
Roxbury?
Yeah. We should all do this, man, when we're starting on the show. Be funny.
Like you start an intro where it's like, oh.
All right, go ahead. What's going on?
All right, let's get to serious business here. So last week, active homes on the market, active single family residents were 3,502. This week, there are 3,793. So we have an 8% increase. Now, from 2 weeks ago to last week was an increase of 17%. Now we've increased 8% from that number. And actives last week for condos were 850. This week, they're 901 with an increase of 6%. But 2 weeks before that, the increase of condos was 24%.
I just did a condo
So
that
it went from 24.
350.
Yeah, I had a great, huge jump that week. And then this week, we're at 6% more increase for availability.
So we're seeing homes coming on the market.
So they had a really good week last week because they were like 20% for one and 24% for the other, or 17% for the single family, and I think 24% from the condos. And now we've got 8% and 6%. So, but it's still increasing a little bit, right? So we've got a total active on the market for homes 4,694 from last week, which was 4,352. So a total increase of 8% more on the homes. The number of foreclosures 2 weeks ago was 14. Last week was 11. This week is 8. Foreclosures. None.
Wow.
Well, look, everybody said that for COVID and all the things.
Yeah, there's too much equity.
All this. Yeah, well, not just that. People losing their jobs. They can't pay their mortgage. We're going to have a ton of foreclosures. I haven't seen any impact in this market here whatsoever.
If you're in that, first of all, you can get a job right now if you want.
Eight homes.
8 homes in the whole MLS.
Holy crap. That's good.
That's right.
8 homes.
8 homes. 8 foreclosures total. But that's the point, which is even if you're in a situation where, first of all, you can get a job if you want to. But if you can't and you're behind whatever it is, just sell your home. You've got so much equity in it.
Yeah. Why would you let him foreclose on something over $200,000?
Who the hell doesn't have equity? Yeah, right? So coming soon, homes that are going to be coming on the market within this next week. Let us know if you guys want a list of those. A total of 210.
Yeah, we have those numbers. And
Right,
listen,
so that's single family,
price
condos,
reductions.
townhouses.
So we're seeing
right, so
days
now we're
on
going
the
to
market.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, you got all this.
I got all.
Oh, you came prepared today. He wasn't just the sidekick.
A professional.
Okay.
I am a realtor.
Man, I'm surprised because I was just really. You brought a tear to my eye today.
Hi,
Brett.
I'm a realtor.
What are you touring?
Tours.
Are you doing a shuttle
All
tour?
right. So let's get back to it. If you want a list of any of these things I'm going to say coming up, let us know. Hit us up afterwards. Coming soon on the market, 210 in the next week. 60 days on the market or more, there's 721 homes on the market. Homes that have been on the market for 90 plus days are 412. And homes that have been on the market for 120 plus days. Did I say 90 days plus was 412?
Right.
120 plus days are 275.
So are those 120 plus days, are they the, like, say, high-end homes
Nope.
that are...
They're all over, but, you know, some of them are
You know what? I got an idea.
One of them I put on the MLS. I mean, I put on my Instagram. One of them has been listed since 2014.
Brad, I think I got an idea, dude. Listen, this is, and I had an epiphany right now, and I want to talk about this. So, you know how you have the celebrities go on a shuttle where they have these people going and they go look at the celebrity houses?
Right.
Yeah.
Brett, you should get a shuttle company going. You should be a real estate agent talking over a mic. And every time you come by, it says, anybody got any interest on this house? You just put them all in the shuttle.
Yeah.
And you could just take them around Las Vegas, man. You could just, bid. What do you think about that?
Well, the homes would probably have to be for sale to begin with.
That'd be a start.
No, they don't got to be for sale. Just write up a contract.
People who buy $5-10 million homes get in a van with other people who can afford $5-10 million homes, and they go on a celebrity home tour, and that's how they buy their homes. Isn't that how it's done? That's how the Raiders do it, and right? They just get in the van.
Oh man. So, anyways, what else you got to say about the housing market?
Nothing.
What about low?
No,
You
I'm just
said,
kidding.
price reductions though, right?
Yeah, price reductions. So,
Last
like
thing.
I said, I mean, there were 247 of them that have been on the market 120 plus days. So
that means it's coming in a normal market.
120 is still a long time, no matter what market you're in.
Yeah.
So those are the ones where if you have interest, let us know. And I'm not going to say that everyone on there is going to be like, hey, they're willing to take a lower offer and stuff like that. But those are the ones you're probably going to be able to hit them the most with.
Well, you may have homes that I know. I talked to a gentleman this last week, and he's buying a house, and he just has to have an architect, engineer, somebody say that it's okay to live in the house. It's safe to live in the house.
Yeah.
But there's cracks in the foundation and the walls and stuff like that. And he's getting a smoking deal on this thing, but it's been sitting there because nobody wants to. It's sitting on the edge of a hill,
Dude, if anything, just write out a bunch of lowball offers and see who takes it.
Well, I want to say this.
That's how you get a good flip house, man.
Here's where it's at. So first off, we want to say this. So we are real estate agents. We're trying to earn your business, and we're going to do like an info commercial. Call now. No, I'm just playing.
One call, that's all.
But I do want to say that,
that
for
trademark?
us. Is that what? Yeah.
Is that trademark?
That's trademark. But guys, check us out. We got a lot of good information. I want to bring this up real quick.
Need a home, get a loan.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Where are you,
let's look at this here. We got Nevada's workforce turnover quit rate. Look at this quit rate. It's actually come down. People are quitting their jobs.
Look at 6%. Yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy. Nevada's workforce turnover. Then you got job quit rate by industry. Look at this. 6% accommodation and food service. And I don't blame people quitting food, man.
I don't either, dude.
Because, dude,
I've worked those jobs.
Well,
before,
listen,
man.
not only that was those jobs never really came back after.
Yeah, you're right. You're
after
right about
COVID.
that.
They didn't.
They didn't. So, look at that.
And those people said, dude, do you know how susceptible I am to the economy crashing? Like, their whole world stopped
Right.
Oh, yeah.
when everything shut down. They're
Yeah.
like, dude, I ain't putting myself through that crap. I mean,
Yeah.
fool me once, right?
Yeah. Right? Well, McDonald's has got the automatic order.
Dude, that's why they
thing
got to
again.
give them $20 an hour now just to bring them back.
And
know,
here's the job openings here. You got 30,000 job openings from December 19 to December of 2021. So look at that.
30,000.
Look at that. Look at all that increase. Now, a lot of it is because people were laid off and they just lost their job and things are coming back. But still, if you don't get a job, there's no reason you can't get a job.
That's what I'm
This is
saying.
why I'm saying in
Well,
Vegas.
you can't really call that a new job, can you?
Yeah, job opening, right?
Well, I mean, it just.
Well, that's where it was before. That's where it is
Yeah,
now.
so look
that's
at-
an increase in new jobs, right?
Okay.
I mean, I think that's
I don't know, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then you got.
But I mean, if they got laid, yeah.
Well, then that would include back to their normal,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
That's true.
3,200 current resort industry job postings. You got labor force participation right here. Look at this, though, the decline. 59,000 workers in the labor force. Less.
So we have 50,000 people moving here a year, and we just had 59,000 less
In the labor force.
in the labor force.
Wow.
What's everyone doing? That's the magic question I want to know.
Here's where these jobs are at. Look at, if you want to work at these casinos, this is where it's at. 3,200 current resort industry job postings. That is insane. If you want to come out here, and you want to try to start
Dude,
over
you
in
can
Vegas,
listen,
dude,
if you do
you
any
can
kind of,
make it
yes.
here, dude.
100%.
You know,
I mean, to me, Las Vegas is one of the last great American cities. As far as you can move. Yes, it helps to know everybody, no matter where you live, and it helps to have connections and all that stuff. But this is a place. It's like the last great American city, man, where you can move here and not know anybody
and start over.
And start over. And as long as you're willing to put your nose to the grind and pay your dues and really work hard, the sky's the limit in this place. Like the
Look at this
opportunities are
unemployment
endless
rate
here if you want it to be.
Unemployment rate 8.8%, including lost labor force. 5.2 official unemployment rate, but that's slow. I mean, look. You look back in 20. Look at this. Look at how high it is here.
Look at
35%.
It was like 35% unemployment.
35%.
And remember what everybody was saying?
Nobody on the strip,
oh,
though.
Las Vegas is fucked. And Remember that, man?
They're never
Everyone's
coming back.
Yeah, we're never coming back. Shit, it's like Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin's dead. Dude, that's happened 10,000 times. Bitcoin's been dead. Same thing.
Why do you got to bring up Bitcoin?
Because
we're
I
talking
love
about
it.
labor force here.
Because Bitcoin is the force behind, is the life force behind the world.
We'll be talking about like marriage, and he'd be like, "Yeah, but you got to use Bitcoin. Bitcoin will come into it at any
you
topic."
You take a marriage license and NFT it.
All right, let's keep going here. Labor force participation rate. You have return to labor force slower for older workers. That is true. Older workers are having a harder time to find a job these days. I don't know why that is. I mean, is it just because there's more? I wouldn't say technical jobs.
Because they're old.
Well, are they overqualified for some of these jobs? Right.
I don't think it's overqualified. I think if you work the job, like they don't care if like, oh, well, you worked as an executive I'm retired, dude. I don't want to be an executive.
So check this out.
If you're 58, 59 years old looking for a job and you got a 30-year-old boss,
I get it, man. Yeah.
So look at the age group. I want to look at this age group right here. That's 16 to 19. You got 20 to 24, 25 to 54, and 55 and over. Look at this one right here. This is 20 to 24. Look at how bad they got hit right here at right when COVID started.
A lot of those, especially in this town, are service industry, hospitality work. Working at the nightclubs or whatever.
100%. Let's go down here. I want to see this. Reasons for not working. Okay, 40% are retired. 11% pandemic affected employer. Childcare, didn't want to work. Hey. 4.2%.
Hey, you know what? I give that 4.2% an A for honesty, though. Dude, I just didn't want to work.
So, hey, why didn't you work? I got checks, man. I don't want to work. Why do I need to work?
Get high playing video games.
Why do I want to work? I got checks.
Yeah, I got checks. When you get free money, that's what happens.
I got plans. That's
what happens when you give people free shit.
All right, let's keep going down here. Reasons for not working is the highest. Obviously, he's retired. And then net worth growth by age. Okay, this is in the United States. So looks like 55 to 69 age group is net worth of 9.6 trillion. Well,
that makes sense, man.
They're the oldest, right? They're the oldest group. So why would they not have the most assets and the most money?
I had 9.6
Yeah, I mean,
trillion.
dude, it's like you've accumulated or hopefully had a chance to accumulate a lot more from here than here.
Yeah, exactly.
Age, that's the thing. It's simple.
So let's take a look at that again real quick. 9.6 trillion. And look at under 40. Wow. Under 40 doesn't have anything.
They're broke as a joke, bro.
They're broke as a joke.
Anybody under 40, don't call me. I'm just kidding. Dan, don't say that.
Damn.
I can't believe you said that on air, Dan.
Brett, did you just say that?
I didn't say anything, man.
All right. Well, anyways, you guys don't call Brett. You call me. Okay.
That's right. I'm behind Dan. You just
got to capitalize it. So let's look at this. The growth in the population here in Clark County. Population growth right here. Look at this year. So you have millions. Housing units and then population. We're at 2.4 million. We're heading for 3 million. They think by 2025.
We're only 2.4, man?
Yeah, 2.4 million.
Is that? Oh, that's Clark County.
That's Clark County.
Yeah.
So that's in Laughlin. That's
no, it's not.
Mesquite. No, I don't think it is.
Nope. Mesquite, Laughlin, Pahrump are all different counties.
Well, no, Nye County is Pahrump, but Laughlin is Clark County.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Mesquite, that's Logandale.
Okay. I know Logandale is.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well.
So listen, here's where their housing units are at. They're at 0.9 million, and we're projected at 1.1 million by the year 2035. I'm sorry, 2035. That's a year. That's a year.
So only
35.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
We won't be alive by that time.
Only 200,000 more? Only 200,000 more?
Yeah, I mean, it's no 0.9 million, and then by 2035, we're going to be at 1.1 million.
Yeah, it's 200,000 more.
200,000 homes.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Good job on that California math there.
Yeah, California.
For another $500,000.
California public schools right there. Dan
half a million people and 200,000 homes.
So then you got Nevada growth right here, population growth. Let's look at this compared to California. So this is interesting. So California has 39.2 share of newcomers coming from. So like I said, 40%.
Yeah.
Florida, Washington, Texas, and Arizona. Those are the other people out there,
dude,
that are looking to move to Las Vegas.
39%. The next closest, 5%.
Well, like I said, it's mini California.
I always say California, be like, well, there's other places here. I'm like, not really. I mean, maybe here and there.
So that's crazy, right? Look at resale home prices. We obviously know that. It's appreciated.
Jesus,
condos, 36%.
Here's what.
Wow.
That's what I bought. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, if you want to sell your house, I'd be a great listing agent for it. So
That is
get
crazy.
you a deal on another house.
Look at that. 31% on a condo. You bought a condo townhome? 31%. Resale home closings in Southern California. Look at this, man. This is insane. These are some great numbers, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So 38,000. We got to end the show here, man. We went way over.
Yeah, dude, we went way over.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Real quick, I just want to say, Doug.
I got a party to go to.
I know, Doug. Just say one last thing, man. So AC
it's
units.
It's getting hot. Service your AC units. Make sure you get your AC units serviced before you can't get an AC guy out.
Yeah.
And change your filters. And I was going to go into a little bit more, but just make sure you service that unit before it gets too hot, because they have a hard. There's quite a run on AC techs when it gets to be about end of June and July.
They're going overtime, huh?
Yeah, they're going overtime.
So if you see an
and it's the
AC
middle of
unit
the
that has rust on the outside,
Yeah.
does that mean it has to be changed usually?
No. Okay. So you have your condenser unit outside, and the fan sits on the condenser cover.
Okay.
And if those are if that's rusted, there's a good chance that those bolts holding that fan on are busting, can bust through.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that
So it's got
the bolts
it's vibrating
good.
too hard. And
it vibrates.
That's hurting it because it's.
Yeah, and then I'll wear the bearings out, and then you can.
Gotcha.
I just did one 2 weeks ago where that top casing was cracked, and it was just sitting there shaking.
It's like cholesterol in your arteries going to your heart.
Right. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
get it clogged up, dude. You're
done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but
Las Vegas home inspections, right?
yeah,
There you go.
Las Vegas home inspections, and
is that .com?
it's
It's .org.
lvhomeinspections.com,
Edu.
and phone number 702-806-5280.
100%.
Cool.
Give me a call.
And I can attest that this guy knows what he's doing, man. He's the most thorough home inspector out there.
Yeah.
And I've used him on all my deals. Very good guy. Also, I want to bring up a couple of things here. So going through this real quick, rental sector. This is the average rents here, $24.95. The average home for rent is $3,932. We've taken an average of everything, all in the markets that we got a hold of, right? Out of
Yeah, it's
out of
with $1
Hunter-
million homes and everything too.
Yeah, it's everything. So, but it's a little bit higher, but you can see that rents are going up. But I also want to bring up a couple other things. Brett Jenny has a Instagram account. So if you guys want to get a hold of Brett Jenny, this is Brett right here. And you know what, Brett? That looks very familiar, this background.
That does.
That looks very familiar.
But you know what? That guy really looks like he knows what he's doing, though. Strikingly good looking, too. I mean, look at his cheekbones.
Yeah, right? Hey, that's a young Kevin Costner right there. That's what that is.
Always be your number one fan. Always be your number one fan.
Is that a young Kevin
least
Costner?
you
Yeah,
got one.
shut up, dude. I wish, brother. I wouldn't be selling real estate.
Then you got this guy
You're
over here,
riding
Dan
horses
French.
on
LB, I'm
Yellowstone.
putting out stuff
That's
all
the real
time.
deal right there, Dan
Oh,
French.
yeah.
Look at.
Yes, at risk for wire fraud. Check me out.
That's right.
Also, we have Sound Off. That's my new YouTube channel. Check that out. Subscribe.
That's Dan's channel. He just bitches about a bunch
yes,
of things.
just like I'm just complaining. Like
Sound Off.
Gosh,
Bitch
damn
fest.
it, Las Vegas. And then I just go off. So
Yep.
if you guys want to see me,
Gets
go
it out of
off,
his system.
Is it called the Dan rant?
it's the Dan rant.
The Dan rag. Oh,
the
I said
I
rant.
didn't say it.
I said rant.
I know.
So
I said
check
rag.
that out.
Okay.
Also,
I want to be a little more vulgar.
I'm doing a lot of video tours these days, so I want you guys to check this out. And we're getting a nice volume of people watching our videos.
You post quite a bit of them on
Yes.
Instagram as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you want a
Instagram.
quick little 30-second what's going on Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
Directly to your site, right?
So, yeah, LV Crib Tours, check me out, right? It's all about me and Brett and Mr. Doug. Doug or not. That's my new nickname for you, Doug or not.
Doug or not.
Doug or not.
Do the doogie.
Seems,
Do Do the doogie.
And we also got BJ Crypto Agent.
Vegas
BJ.
Crypto, get the BJ out of there.
What does the BJ stand
Keep
for?
my name out your mouth.
All right,
We gotta go, kids.
Yeah, right. Last thing is LV Crib Tours. And then also we want to do LV Home Professionals. This is my website. If you guys are looking to buy a home, this is a great place to get started. You can find out all the good information here. And then also you can also see my other channels here. But you click on here, subscribe, and that's it. You guys have anything else to say about this show?
It was a fun one. Lives were changed.
Lot of energy.
Mysteries were solved.
Yeah.
It was fun while it
For sure.
lasted, right? Is that the whole thing? It was fun while
Absolutely.
it lasted, everybody. But everything's got to come to an end.
I don't want to have to say goodbye, Dan. Do we have to really wait till next week?
Yes, we'll just say, till next week. Same bat time. Doug or not?
Yes, sir.
You got anything else to say about anything?
I'm good.
I like that music. So I thought about the time Dan and I were drifting through the woods, holding hands in the sand.
Wait a second. I was in the woods with you, buddy.
Oh,
Walking hand in hand.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
me and Janie were walking along the beach, holding hands, writing love letters in the sand.
Yeah, right.
And I thought about that time 20 years ago.
All right, guys. Most real behind the scenes information, financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs happening in Las Vegas. We'll be back here on Tuesday. We have 2 guests coming on. It's going to be, I think, a really good show. Wait to see you then. Also, see you guys then, right? Is that what it is? Later.
Later,
Peace
alligator.
out.
all right.
And a wild crocodile. Good job, dude. That was fun, man.